we are go live.
Come on.
And here we go. And welcome to another day in the Milky Way, everybody. Oh man, I'm coming to you from the sunny Palm Beaches of somewhere I've never been.
Well, buried up to your neck in snow and freezing your butt off.
Actually, it's been pretty nice here after that big cold snap left. It's been really nice and in the 40s, and at night, gets down in the 20s somewhere.
Oh my God.
Yeah, well, and everything. So we got like zero snow out there. We had like a dusting the one day, and then it all melted, and we had that big cold snap. But other than the cold, it's been actually pretty. I think we're going to be really dry this spring. If we don't get some rain, spring is going to be terrible. So everybody, Trina's here with me. Coyote Prophet is on the way. He had a little problem with his phone, and he's working on it. And I thank you for all coming. But guess what?
Oh, is he on the phone, Robert?
Huh?
Okay.
Yeah, he was trying to get on with his phone.
He couldn't tap the screen and get the camera options?
I don't know. I don't know. He was saying it, but he's hopefully he'll come back. He was on there, and then he come back a couple of times. I hit the button. And
okay, I'll tell him if he comes back. It's like, Coyote, come back on, and we'll just all work you out if you're on the phone. I thought he was on a laptop, or I would have jumped right in.
Yeah, I don't know. But he'll be back. He comes back. I'll click him, and he'll be good. So we'll just wait it out. We got a lot of stuff to do. We got Milky's mom in the house. Hey Brenda, how you doing? We got Big Al's in the house. Last time I knew he was somewhere in Texas.
Right on. I think Florida. Last one was
in Florida.
Yeah, he's in Florida now.
Oh, he's got the beach.
He's in the truck though. He's mother trucking, but he'll be home, I think, tomorrow. Yay!
Nice. Good for him. Good for him. Drive safe. You and Perry both drive safe. We got Deborah Sloan in the house and David Castle. Hey, buddy, how you doing? Let's see who else was in the house early. Scotty Boy was in earlier. We got people. They'll be coming in shortly. But while maybe I'll wait. Gaza Cav's in the house, yeah, and Michelle Can-Am Free. And I got a surprise. I'll wait for a second. You know what time this is. Do you know what time this is?
What time is it?
It's puppy seeing time.
Oh, puppy seeing time. Everybody loves puppy seeing time.
Look how big they're getting.
Oh, babies. Hi, baby.
Look at they got their eyes open.
You getting so big.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Oh man.
Oh, Robert.
All right. Look at that. Who doesn't like? We got this one's a boy. Look how big he is. And then this one's a girl. This a little.
Hi,
she's just a woo. Look at they're starting to bark.
They are. Oh my gosh, they're so cute, Robert. My goodness. And how many of those happy little babies do you have?
I got 7 of them, and anybody who wants one, you just got to come and get one, and they're all yours. Look at how, and I think they all got black roofs. I mean, hold still, little dog. Oh yeah, they're black roofs. They got black roofs. They're all. Oh, he's trying to get in. Coyote Prophet, he's in there twice.
You're in there twice?
2 of them.
Okay.
Oh man. Oh, here's another one. Oh, here's another cute little one. Look at, they're all like that. Oh, this is another. God. Oh, this is another little boy. Oh, look at that one. Oh, hey, we can see it now. Hey.
Excellent.
All right.
Oh, I love the puppies, Robert. They're so cute.
That was almost the best part of the show. No.
They're going to be great dogs too. That's going to be a great dog.
The male and the female are the smartest, nicest dogs ever. I swear.
They really are.
All right, now we can see you, but can they hear you?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You're a little froze up, but you're good. You're good.
Yep.
Yeah, I've been having such Mercury retrograde, shadow issues for the last week. Is crazy. It's like everything's like all over the place, but I'm here finally.
Yay!
Yay. Thank you, Robert, for having me. Hello,
Yay,
Trina. It's good to see
technology
you in
gods
person
are
for a change.
Don't worry. We have all our uh you know, days with the computer and the internet troubles. You would not believe the troubles we've had.
Oh yeah.
And I plow through them like a snow
Oh,
plow
I
going
believe
through
it.
down a road that's we got 1.5 feet of snow on it. So don't worry. You just take your time, bear with it, and we will too. And as everybody pours in the house, Deborah Truex is in the house, and Jill Jarrett. I haven't seen Jill Jarrett in a while, and we got somebody I haven't seen, Kimberly Frazier.
Hi, Kimberly Frazier.
Yes, thank you for coming.
Okay.
Yes, that's my good buddy.
Oh, there we go. Buddy. And we got Teresa. Teresa's in the house. Hi, she was just on with the card reading, and thank you, Teresa, for sending out the notices again. And we got Marsha Price.
My card too. I had a great card. Did you hear my card?
No, I did not.
Oh, I had a great card. It was the Council of Animals, like the highest card. I was like,
wow,
that's cool. I loved it.
Yeah, just as my card got read, I had a phone call and then I had to go, so I'll have to go back and listen. But thank you. I think Brian read it. I could hear him reading my card, and I was like, oh, yeah, I got the phone. Do I take the phone or do I not? And there was somebody I hadn't talked to in ages, so I figured I better take the call. So
absolutely, sometimes you got to do that.
Yeah, I know.
Pay attention which way the universe is pulling at you.
Exactly. And we got Marsha Price in the house. Marsha, I need to get a hold of you because I want to get one of those little medallion things, like with that what is it?
Antikarana.
Antikarana. Yes, I want to get one of those. It's drawing me to it.
Everybody's really resonating with that symbol.
Yes.
And it's, every time I see it, it's like the rota, the rotation. It's like rota, tarot. It's rotation. It's the eternal spin flow. Mm-hmm. It's powerful. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Teresa says that's the most
I got one
powerful.
on right now that Marsha made.
Oh, you do? Let's see it. Let's see. I'll give a close up here. Hang on a second too. And cool.
Can you see it?
Yeah, it's looking good. Nice.
It's pretty. And it's Oregon. And it's the Antikarana.
Cool.
I love it.
Cool. Yeah, I'm not much for wearing jewelry or anything.
I've turned into Trina.
You've turned into Trina? How's that?
Yeah. Can you see it? Trina is in my window as well as hers.
Oh no!
I don't know if it's a glitch on my end.
That's it. Yeah. That's on your end. Everything looks good from here.
Yep, we're good on our end.
Wonder Twin Power.
Oh man! Long as we're having fun with it, yes.
Oh my!
That's funny.
Absolutely. Oh yeah. Let's see who else we got in the house. Al's Delaney Pearl Jones is in the house. She says I want one of those puppy, but my landlord won't let me have one.
Right.
I'm like, yeah, that's the bummer of it.
Speaking of puppies, hi baby boy.
Let's see. Oh, there's your puppy. Trina, you need one of them. Oh, you got two big ones. They'd eat one of these.
Yeah, I got two big ones. I got two big fluffy monsters. I don't need any more fluff. I'm always picking up the fluff.
Yeah, that's the thing. A lot of fluff. A lot of fluff. So everybody, now you all know who Coyote Prophet is. Now you can put a face to the name.
Another face to the handle of the Soul Tribe. I love it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Doug Stack's in the house. He just got in. Yay. He says, I made it. I made it. And Claudette I can never say that. Claudette is in the house.
Hi, Claudette.
Yes. How do you pronounce that last name? The last. Trina,
you're chat.
Oh, I don't know. You're good at that stuff. I mispronounce names. I would mess it up. Anyway,
I do too sometimes.
Yeah, you're much better at the pronunciation. I got,
but it's hard. It's tough. It is really tough. I mean,
yes.
it is.
And I feel bad when you screw somebody's name up. I don't know. Sometimes it's very offensive to people.
I know, and I even feel really bad too, because like I read a lot of stuff, and it's like the ancient deities' names and stuff, and some people like this is serious business for them, and you're all hacking the name up. I'm like, I apologize, I really do,
Absolutely.
Don't mean to, but we try our best.
So Coyote Prophet, tell us a little bit about yourself. We need to give us a little introduction of who you are and what you're all about.
Oh, that's such a difficult question. All right. Well, all right. So can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, good, because I'm getting delays and everything, so I'm just gonna roll with it. So, yeah, I am currently living in Chicago, Illinois, the most corrupt city in the entire nation. I don't know if you saw that story that was released a few days ago. Um,
Yes.
But this is where I live currently. Also known as the heart chakra of the nation. I take care of my old man, which is the main reason why I'm here. He's elderly and he's handicapped, so I take care of him. I have two fur babies, Sirius B, who's the cat, and Chewy, who's the dog. He's a pit bull and a boxer mix. They're off doing their thing somewhere. um, but I've been studying metaphysics, spirituality for the majority of my life. I started earnestly studying and learning about crystals in about 1988. A couple of years before that, I started having all kinds of really amazing experiences in terms of synchronicity. Um, Walking into various situations, learning about various different practices such as Buddhism and Hinduism, and I started learning about the science of mind, and et cetera, et cetera. Course in Miracles, although I didn't start reading it many years later, but I heard about it through acquaintances and connections with people with the science of mind. And journey has taken me, to many different places. I lived all over the country. I lived in New York and LA and New Orleans and Portland, Oregon, and I lived in Hawaii. Um, I've, lived in LA, lived in San Diego, spent time in Canada, spent time in Mexico. I traveled overseas. I spent almost a month, close to a month in Middle East and Israel, Palestine. Um, and I went to school for writing and for journalism and advertising. I dropped out of school and I was like, oh hell, I just will travel the world, and that's how I ended up in all those different places because I was like, it's better to travel. And I met so many amazing people, had so many different adventures and exciting challenges that's led me to where I am right now. Particularly, New York was one of the most phenomenal places where I lived. I lived there for 7 years, and it was quite an experience. Very powerful, very transformative. I had many experiences dealing with ETs there. I met Whitley Strieber. I'm part of a group there called Space, which was, I don't remember the acronym completely, but it was like Survivors, something alien, something, blah, blah, blah. But that was pretty interesting. Um, uh, Many different experiences in traversing parallel universes as well. So
Hmm.
that was really, really interesting and eye-opening. And I just pretty much moved to different places where spirit kind of led me. I had always felt that I needed to be in New York. But before I got to New York, I was in Boston, and Boston was quite an interesting place on many different levels because I didn't know at the time because I'd never been there, never really seen pictures. I kept dreaming of Boston and people of Boston, and then my friend called me up who had moved there. He said, "Hey, come live out here with me," and I'm like, "Eh." Then I decided to do it, but I decided to take a trip first, and then when I got there every place that I had been dreaming about that I didn't know it was Boston turned out to be Boston. And when I finally moved there, I ended up meeting people who I dreamt about. So it was
Wow.
all these synchronicities, all these connections. It was really wonderful, really beautiful in a lot of ways.
That's
And
powerful.
yeah, yeah, that's, I guess, in a nutshell. I could go on, but
Wow.
that's a good overview, I guess.
Wow. You like hit on all crystals, been around the world, been to, yeah, literally around the world, around this whole country, different places, ETs. I mean, my gosh, we could have a whole several hours and just cover a few of those. We'll be talking all night.
Yeah, so I want to throw something out real quick. I know because of the current situation with the plague upon the land, a lot of uh, federal parks and federal monuments are closed.
Yeah.
Um, when they reopen, I highly recommend people go to Carlsbad Caverns in New Mexico.
Mm.
That place is really charged, very
Hmm.
charged. That just came to me. I thought I'd share it.
Wow.
Absolutely. That's why we all get together because everybody has something to bring to the plate. You know,
Yeah.
we were just talking about a few minutes ago, talking about the different perspectives, how, everybody has something that they seen that nobody else did. And then that's how we share and become, better off because, I mean, I could have probably drove right by that place, but now that you said something, if I ever get down there, I am gonna say, "Hey, I'm going there,"
That's one of the
because I know
places
what's.
I've
I'm gonna,
been drawn
you
to
know,
go to. I want to
Yeah,
go there. I'm going to go there. So yeah, I've been wanting to go there for a
yeah,
while.
mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah,
really, really. Oh man,
Yeah.
I had an amazing experience there. This was back in 2011, 2012. I don't remember exactly the year, but I was there with my friend and we went there. We were in the camper. We decided to go to the caverns. My very first time, you get on the elevator, it takes you 400 something feet down. And then, the door opens and you walk out and, there's, rock as a floor. And then there are like tables that are made out of rock and stuff. And then there are guides there that take you on a tour. Now, there are areas of the cavern where they're blocked off because they lead into areas that they said they are still discovering, exploring. And I'm like, what have you found? But being down there, the air was just so pure. I just felt like I could breathe more. And we were down there for about a couple of hours. We wanted to come back the next day, um, but a very strange thing happened.
mm,
That night, I went to bed and I had the most lucid dream that I probably have had in my entire life. It was very clear. I I was there. It was amazing. The other entities that were there were around me. And I remember waking up around 4 in the morning and it was dead silent outside. And then all of a sudden, I start hearing wind. And within a minute, that wind had picked up to at least about 20, 30 miles per hour. And I kid you not, we were planning on going back to the cabin the next day because the following day we were leaving. There was an unbelievable windstorm, 70 plus mile an hour, no clouds, nothing. It absolutely felt like it was spirits because when I woke up at 4 in the morning, it was just, I was just like so alive. It was like I didn't really transition from the dream into the reality. I just kind of like flowed. It was like all one thing. And then the wind started. And then the camper was rocking like this. And I'm like, whoa, what is going on? And it was such an intensity, such an intensity. I was like, either the spirits don't want me to go back there or something's trying to keep me from going back there because there I can possibly breakthrough. Because I just felt that there was such a clearing and a cleansing of my senses, of my mind and my aura and being in that cavern that was so phenomenal, and I wanted to experience that again to see where I would go from there. But I never made it back there since then.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing.
It is. It is. But you know, there's some truth to that about the cleansing and stuff. I was reading about studying these prophet guys, you know, quite a while ago now. And I don't know if you've ever heard about this, but in order to contact the spirits or to get downloads and stuff, these guys would go into caves and they would sit there for days. They would, you know, not come out. And in the daytime, they'd have people bring them food. They would sit in there, you know, for days and days and days until they finally got downloads. And according to what I read, was something about the Earth blocks out the beta waves, or turns your brain into alpha, or no, it turns your brain into the beta waves or the alpha waves. I can't remember which wave it is. If you can remember, Trina, that's fine. Or if somebody in chat can say, but I know it turns it into one or the other. Like, so when you're asleep, you have those beta waves, or it's the same waves that you have when you're asleep. But being in the cave, eventually, after so long, you have just those waves. Being in the sunlight during the day, you have the other waves. But the waves that you have at night are the ones that connect you to, you know, all those entities and spirits and things like that. Gives you that connection wave. So can you, you know, so you could literally be awake and be lucid dreaming and be awake, but have those same brain waves, which is kind of amazing. They didn't have the technology at that point to figure all that out, but by doing that, they must have just figured it out by trial and error kind of thing. You know, somebody went in a cave for a month and said, hey, you know, I was in the cave, you go do that.
Hey, this works.
Yeah. Kind of like your experience. You went down there and you just felt it, and then you wanted to go back. And that was telling you, hey, you know, if I go back and if I did that, think about if you did that for a prolonged amount of time, you know, how would that change you? You know,
and think about it if you did that under the influence of plant medicines as well.
Yeah.
So that's another thing.
You know, there's so many stories that we come from inside the earth. You know, the Native Americans, they believe that they came from out from within the earth.
Yeah.
And, you know, you look at the old, you know, the land before time and all that, you know, they were hiding from the dinosaurs, so they were living in caves. There's all these stories about our history and caves. And it's also an allegory for our mind, you know, because the mind is a cave, because within the skull, you know, it's dark in there. So there's so much about the cave. And even when I was a kid, when we would go into the basement, that was where we could feel the most profound spiritual energies. It was always in the basement, always.
Well, isn't that why little kids are always afraid to go down?
Yeah, it's, you feel it. You totally feel it. Yeah.
Yeah, little kids. I know when I was a little kid, it was like, go down the basement, and you're always like,
I know,
it's kind of creepy down there. It's creepy. It's creepy down there, because I think you're feeling you're going into the earth. You're going into that cave. You're connecting or maybe you're disconnecting from one thing and reconnecting with another, like grounding almost. You know,
Yes.
could something like
Yeah.
that. I don't understand it all. Maybe somebody could explain it to me better.
No,
But
you're right onto it. I think you're absolutely right, Robert. There's many languages for what you're saying, but basically what you're saying is that when you get into the earth frequencies, it lowers the frequency field of resonance, and that affects the brain, and it brings you more into the nighttime phases of the mind, the subconscious, the dream time, those types of energies. And I think you're absolutely spot on with that.
well, wasn't it Wayne who just said recently that he's been saying it for a while, something about the 3 o'clock, between 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning, and that's when the sun is at a certain point, you know, and the earth is always at a certain
the
point.
construct, right?
Yeah. And he was talking about, you know, well, you know, how come that only affects it there? But I suppose it's because of the angle of the earth and the sun. So whenever the earth is at that 3 o'clock or that time point, you know, that 3 o'clock point, that's when the rays of the sun or whatever is at its lowest,
Yeah.
you know, point.
And the transfer starting because you're going into dawn. So it's that blending of the two lights, the moon and the sun. It's the blending point. And within that blending, it sets up the algorithms and the vibration. And then he said too, it's activated by a sound. There's a toning that happens, and that toning is what sets everything into position through the base set vibration. So it's profound, but so the reset, that makes total sense that it would be when you hit that blending of light for the new day. It's the beginning of the new day.
Absolutely. Yeah. So you got
when I was younger, I had some of my I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was gonna say you were absolutely right. That's all I was saying. Go ahead. I want to hear this next story. This is good.
No, I when I was younger, I had some of my more profound, I guess, revelations, energy bursts between like, I would say 3:45 and 4:45, somewhere in between there. It's like there'd be times when I would just wake up, you know, like straight up, and I would just be wide awake, and I just feel this intense energy just moving through my body, you know, like, oh, let's go. I don't feel that way anymore. Of course, I'm a little older, but you know, I think there's been so many changes that have happened, that our sensitivity to the earth and the changes of the earth has kind of like, at least I should just for myself. I think to a degree, my sensitivity to a lot of the changes in earth and to the atmosphere and to things around me have been a little dulled down. I'm not as receptive or receptive as I used to be, especially during that time in the morning. You know, if I wake up or if I stay up that late, it just feels like any other time of the day.
Well, as you get older, I think you lose some of that. That's why the kids are always the ones that are they're the one that are most in tune. And then as you get older, you kind of you consume the world and you forget about that's why they're always saying the kids are so innocent. And then you start consuming the world, and then you forget about everything else. And it's kind of like ghost stories. When kids always see the ghost, but then when they get older, they're just like their mom and dad saying, there is nothing in that closet. And if there was, mom and dad would look right past it because they're so focused on it really doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. I don't want to see it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to know it.
Right.
I don't believe it. And so therefore it's not there.
Or even if they do, they're like, we don't talk about that. Shut up.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah. Well,
it's
that's
one
what they're
way or another. And even all the way through school, religion, they're shushing you. You. Always, yes. always. Yeah. So yeah, most kids learn pretty soon to either comply to the belief system or keep your mouth shut and hold on for dear life to that part of your reality. Because for me, I was so blessed because there were so many times where I had a question and I would ask my parents or, my caretakers, my family, whatever. I would ask them the question and they would give me an answer. And then I would ask my spirit guide, and his answer was so much way smarter and way better. And I knew it was right and I could confirm it. Even at the age of like 4, I could ask somebody, but what if it worked like this? And they'd be like, well, you know what? That really, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Like it would be confirmed every time. So I was like, I'm sticking with you because you're smarter than they are. So thank God for that. Yeah, we turn it off though. We do. We turn it off.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I guess it's keeping that child mindset. And then, and nowadays we have so many chemicals that we eat and ingest that it clogs up our glands and things. And then our physical body kind of hardens to that too, so they're getting you from both ends. And I do believe, it's just my belief that I think the powers that be are doing that on purpose, because just think if everybody had, like you said, you could see that, you could hear the, someone speaking, telling you, and then you said, I'm not going to listen to you. This guy is way smarter. And we all started doing that. How would the world change?
We wouldn't have any of the situations that we currently have, I don't think, because we would actually embrace what's real, and that's your own divine soul, your own divine spark. That which is you is unlike anything else in the universe. Nothing will ever be like it. So, if we could learn that what makes us so special is all part of the same thing, and we could embrace the different aspects of that creation point, I think it would change the world.
Yeah. Now I got a question for you, Coyote. They got when you were younger. Yes. Now this is definitely a question that everybody gets asked, it seems like. When you were younger, did they tell you, there's no such thing, or did they tell you embrace it and go with it?
Repeat the question because you're breaking up.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. You're kind of glitching, so I understand. It's computery stuff. So the question is when you were young and you were having these interactions, these things going on, did people tell you to ignore it? There's no such thing. Or did they tell you embrace it? Like my neighbor here, Omi, her family said, yes, that's true. Embrace that, embrace that. They didn't say there's no such thing, you're making it all up. There's no ghosts, there's no spirits, there's no nothing. Or did they say, yes, there are spirits, go out there and talk to
them? When I was younger, no, I didn't have anyone to affirm or support anything that I was experiencing on a paranormal. When I became a teenager, I started meeting other people my age who were experiencing some of the similar things, so I could talk to them. And then when I left high school and went to college, that's when I started to experience a much larger community of people who were experiencing a whole myriad of things in terms of spirituality, that I started to hear the more affirmative, positive um, feedback on, hey, that's a great experience, go through it, ride with it, um, open yourself up to more, open yourself up to your higher truth, to your higher self. That for me, that's when it started to happen, was like
Mm.
18 and above. But before that, I really rarely spoke to anyone. Um, it was well it was well known in my family that there were several of us who were gifted, if you want to use
Right.
that term,
Mhm.
but there was never really any heart to heart, deep conversations, um, progressive conversations about those abilities, what one could do with those, and how they should be used to for self growth and helping other people in the world. So
Hmm.
That's awesome.
So see, it runs in your family then too, because like it runs in Trina's family.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Only what?
I'm sorry, you were breaking up.
Okay, I said it runs in your family too. It runs in your family.
Yes, on my mother's side for sure.
Absolutely, yeah, because it runs in Trina's
Hmm.
family. My neighbor across the street, Omi, it runs in her family. Um, I know. I mean, I'm watching the thing. It's amazing how we all connect here. I think that's why we all show up so much in these groups because I'm watching the chat room and there's a lot of people in there that are saying, hey, when I was a kid, I couldn't speak out. I had to keep it, because nobody would believe me. Now I'm here and I can tell people about my experiences. I can be open. Just like you couldn't do anything until you got to be 18 and you met other people who had similar, and then that opened you up to doing a bunch of stuff, uh, versus just saying, I just got to zip and call, I can't talk about this,
Yeah.
that that's that's amazing. It just runs in the family, because like,
And if I well if I may add also, and I'm sorry if I'm interrupting you because I kind of hard here when anybody ends. But one of the things that helped me was I started keeping a journal when I was in seventh grade. And I would share that story with you because I think it was very life changing for anybody who's an educator out there. Um, this should, you know, be inspiring for you to continue being the great educators that you are. So I was born and raised in Chicago, and I went to when I was going to school in seventh grade. There was a big strike with Chicago public schools. We were all out of school for 2 weeks. When we came back, there was less teachers, and the various programs that we had been slashed or moved around. One of those programs that I was involved in was drama, and our original teacher had been fired, and then we had a series of substitutes, pretty much for the rest of the year. What was really interesting was at this particular time, I started feeling like there was so much happening around me and inside me, and I had no way to really express it. So we were reading a play at this particular time, and in the play, there was a young man who was being shunned for, doing something that young men are not usually supposed to do. So the substitute teacher at the time, who was a wonderful one, she was always very courteous and very sweet and very nice, and very thoughtful. And it was like about 13 of us in the classroom. Most of us were young men. And after we read this particular segment, she explained, everyone, you know, can do whatever they desire to do the thing that keeps them from doing those things that they desire to do is because of how society labels them. She said, for instance, girls keep diaries, but boys can have diaries too, where they share their thoughts and feelings. They just call them journals.
Yeah.
And at that
Yes.
moment, I was so just freed. At that moment, I just felt like such weight had just fallen off of me. And when we got out of there, I got a pen and a paper and I started writing. And I just wrote my journal for years and years and years to come. And that
Awesome.
just helped me tremendously in dealing with a lot of the things that I was going through in terms of on the spiritual side and everything else as well. But that I was able to come across an adult who was an educator, who knew how and knew the importance of words and how they were used, and how important it was for children to see themselves from a non-stereotypical lens. That freed me. And I don't know, it may have freed other people in the room as well. I don't know, but I know it freed me. And it allowed me to express myself and feel comfortable with the things that I was thinking and feeling and being able to express that as well.
You know, I had a powerful psychologist one time talk to me about that same principle, about the power of processing your thoughts in a safe place, and how the power of knowing that you can say everything that you need to say, and if you're afraid it would harm somebody, or any of those things, that you can burn it, you can destroy it. You have so much power, and you have the ultimate authority to keep it safe. If you want to make sure it's safe, you can get rid of it. But there's such a healing thing that happens when you write. And some people, I think, are really just more, that's one of their gifts or talents. Like you, it just unlocked a passion in you and freed you. That's because you're a scribe. That's part of the way that you work. And that's a powerful tool. I've been told to journal my whole life, and I think it's been one of the most, for me, it's been, I think, the most powerful tool for my learning and my processing. And for me, too, the power of, if we were taught this when we were little kids, they teach kids to journal now in school, but they're missing the whole concept of what journaling really should be. It's a way to filter and process your emotions and your thoughts and and everything that's happening in your world. But it's also one of the most powerful tools to manifest your dreams. And this is the key, because you can't
Exactly.
manifest anything in the world until you can see it. And most people don't even learn a good business plan until they're well into college. And the business plan is the closest thing that we have to being taught how to manifest in a curriculum setting. So I think this is one of the most valuable things that they're starting to teach, but they've missed the whole point about what is the power of journaling. What does it do for you, and what can you accomplish through its works? And 90% of it is manifestation and healing.
Yeah, I don't think you're not to interrupt or anything, but I did have one of these books. But so like when I go on a trip or something, I keep a little journal, not the little black book in it you think it is, but here, I don't know if you can see it. One of my friends had taught me to do this stuff. And then of course I write in there, and I keep a little journal of what my, I can do this. And then I draw little pictures, and I have a little writing. And it sounds kind of silly, but there you go.
Beautiful.
My
It's
fine
wonderful.
art. I don't know if you can see that,
It's
but
beautiful, Robert. I
and
love
then
it.
I
And then you
and then I
write.
keep
I love
and then I
it.
keep notes, and I leave some blank pages so I can and I make little scenes of where I was, and I jot down some stuff, and put a little notes. And this is just one of them. I got this is one I take when I go.
I have one too, Robert.
Yeah, see, there we go. You know,
Yeah.
so there you, yeah, see, so I got the a lot of stuff in there. But anyway, there you go. You're not alone.
See, mine's all, it's a lot of pink. I like pink.
Oh yeah, well, you know, it's your book. You got to write it the way you want it.
Yeah.
But see, we all do these things. You know, we write. It's a good thing. Get your feelings out. Put them down on paper. I got 3 or 4 of these
Here's
little
one.
books. Yeah, share. There you go. See, you got your little book too.
It's raggedy.
Hey, yeah, that's right. That's all right.
This is one that I
rough on the edges.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Nice. Yeah. Cool.
These are like symbols that I channeled.
Yeah.
And these were the ones that came to me. Oh, that's cool, Trina.
Yeah, see, I got stuff like that. Like
That's
I start
beautiful.
seeing
Yours
symbols
isn't clear.
and
Mine's
pie
and pencil.
Nice. Nice. So cool.
Yeah, like
Hold that up more to the camera so we can see that.
Say it again.
Hold it up more to the camera so we can see it. It's a little far back there. There you go. Oh,
And
yeah.
yeah.
Very cool. There you go. Cool.
Yeah.
That is nice.
And yeah.
Nice.
I love it. That is so fun.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Now that's stuff you channel.
Journaling is fundamental.
You know, and
Yeah,
see that.
and this is stuff that I created mostly in New York.
Nice. See, you know, this, it's amazing to me, and I you know, how we are so all alike, but yet we're different. But we're all doing our own little thing in our own little bubble, right?
Yes.
In our own little world. But then when you start looking at it and you start meeting people and expressing new ideas and things like that, you realize that we're really doing the same things, or there's a lot of us doing similar things that you're doing, only a little bit different maybe, but we're all doing these things. You know,
Yeah.
we're out there reading the same books or watching the same shows or we're all looking for that same information, but for maybe different directions.
Absolutely.
You know, but the thing is you have to find that information. You have to find what suits you in your own way. And that's the best way for you. Nobody else.
Some people are doing it with clay.
Yeah.
Some people are doing it with music.
Yeah.
Some people are doing it with drums. Some people are doing it with singing bowls.
Yeah.
Some people are doing it with their cameras and
Mhm.
pictures.
Mhm.
There's so many different ways people are creating and expressing. Some people do it through nature. It's all different ways.
Well, look at what was it? Kaz Hawk. She collects those rocks and takes pictures of the dragons in the sky, you know. And Julianne Payne, she's the wordsmith, and she's constantly writing those poems and stuff. Oh yeah, I got to get one of those books. Teresa, you got to put me down for one of those books. I forgot all about that.
I want one too. Oh my gosh, yeah, true time.
Teresa, you got to remind me. I just remembered this now. It's like I was going to do that
too. I got to send Teresa an email because I need to give her my. Yeah, I'm like, I want one of those too.
Teresa, you got any of those books left? Anyway, so the big thing is we're all doing these things, and then when we all get together, like I'm watching in the chat room, you know, we brought up this thing. You know, he's talking about the stuff there and how, you know, he has the intuition and seeing, and then I'm watching this chat room and they're all saying, hey, I felt like that too when I was a child. I couldn't tell anybody. and that the thing went crazy. Everybody is saying the same thing. And I'm thinking, wow, there are so many. See, we're all drawn here because we all, well, not me, but a lot of everybody else, but had this experience or something or other. And, you know, this is how they're congregating because we're all like-minded, put it that way.
Yeah. And we're all seeking similar questions, and we're all looking at similar topics. And you know, I've thought a lot about this as like what makes this group a little bit different than many. I think a lot of the people in this group, some of the younger ones are they're a blended of both, but I think a lot of us in this group are actually some of the first wave of the indigo children to come to the planet, starseed indigo children. Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
So Coyote, do you think that you're part of that starseed group? Or like a lot of people, I know like Sarah Horton, she keeps telling me she's a starseed. You know, there's a lot of people that think they're part of the starseed. They're here to do stuff. And believe it or not, I was listening, I forget to who it was. I think maybe it was Leak Project. Rex had a guy on there was talking about it and said something about the star seeds, and they're here already, and they might not even know, but they are given these jobs. They get downloads. They're put into positions where they can make a difference and change the world. And I thought, wow, that makes so much sense. It's like having undercover workers,
Yeah.
Amazing. So what else you got for us? He's got a lag there. Coyote, hey, can you hear us? Hey, can you hear us? Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I'm listening. I'm listening to you guys via my phone because I can hear you better on my phone.
Oh, okay.
So sorry about that.
That's all right. We've been watching.
Yeah, so
I've noticed that every time we talk, there's like a lag time. So
I can hear myself.
There seems like there's a lag time. So I've kind of stopped and let you have a few words there, because I know it's like I speak and then you get the words a few minutes later or seconds later. It's like a 1 or 2 second delay.
Yeah, technology is not being my friend this evening. I can tell you that much. So I apologize. But anyhow, yeah, I don't know if I would consider myself a indigo starseed. I kind of don't really use those labels, but um, I just know that my life uh, purpose, number is 6, which is service to humanity. So whatever I do has to be of service to humanity in one way, form, or fashion. So
nice.
And that's coming from my study of numerology and all that. So
numbers.
I'm a 1. I'm a 1.
I have no idea what I am. How do you find out that number? How do you find those numbers? How would I find out what number I am?
You would take your name and then you would just do the numbering. Let me see if I could just. So, for instance, let's just say your name was completely Robert V, right?
Yeah.
So let me see if I get this. Okay, so Robert V.
Yep.
Every letter in the alphabet comes with a number, right?
Yep.
So let me see. Let me see. R is 9, O is 6, B is 2, E is 5, R is 9, T is 2, and V is Let me see. 4. Uh,
Yeah, V is 4.
8. R, yeah, and R is 8. So what you would do
R,
is you would add all of these numbers
R is
together,
9, I think.
and it's 9.
I
Is it
think so.
9?
In my numerology book, it says 9,
I
but like
could.
I said, sometimes we have different charts on these things too, which is tricky.
That's true. I'll just go with 9 because
Yeah, mine
I'm
says
just
I and R
counting.
is 9.
Okay.
Gotcha. All right. So you just add all these numbers together. So 9 is 6 is 15. Plus 2 is 17. Plus 5 is 22. Plus 9 is 31. Plus 2 is 33. Plus 4 is 37. So it will equal to 37. You reduce that number, and that would be 10, or the number 1.
1.
And so that would be your life lesson number. Now the other aspect is you would go and count all of your vowels and then all of your consonants, and those would lead to
Hmm.
your life. Uh, oh God, I can't think of it right now. That leads to
Path?
two other aspects of your life path. Yes, life path. And Trina, do you have the book Numerology and the Divine Triangle? Is that
I
what
have
you're?
this one.
The romance in your name. Okay, yeah, okay, that's a good one too. Um, I learned it from Numerology and the Divine Triangle. That's how I learned how to do this, and this was
I
years
like
ago.
it.
So I'm still,
Yeah,
yeah,
no, I like it. Like I
yeah.
said too, yeah,
So that's
people teach it a little bit different, but it's always good to look at all the different ways and find out what works with you. But yeah, that I like how the drop the consonants and the vowels. I'm like, I don't think mine does that. That's kind of cool.
So
I was like,
what's
yeah.
that book that you learned from? I'm writing these down. Sorry. What's that book
well, the
you?
book I would it's Numerology and the Divine Triangle. My book's over there, but yeah,
Nice.
Numerology and Divine Triangle.
And
It's
then
a really, really, really awesome book, and
that's
it's by.
mine right
Hold on, let me see if I can look it up right.
Here, I'm gonna blow yours up, Trina. Hang on, hold it up for a second. There we go. Say some words.
Yep. Hello, hello, hello. Can you see me now?
Yes, it's by Faith Javane, Javane. It's Numerology and the Divine Triangle. Faith, Javane. It's an excellent book. Excellent, excellent, excellent book.
Mhm.
It was originally published in 79.
I
Okay.
love old stuff. I love the
Yeah,
old stuff.
Cool.
I do. I
me
love the
too.
old stuff. It's my favorite.
Me too.
Yeah, I
And
love
I can't,
old books, history especially.
yeah, and I came across that book in Boston, of all places. That was one of the first books that I came on. I used to go to a number of bookstores, metaphysical bookstores in the Boston area, and that's how I came across a lot of really cool books and lots of old information. Um, First information about the inner earth and the beings that live inside the inner earth and all of that good stuff. So yeah.
Mhm. Yeah,
Wow.
fascinating.
Yeah, I know. I'm always looking for cool old books and like Trina, you got this book. This is that Yahweh book, and I'm already gone through it. And I got my little markers for the
Yeah,
different things.
that's a powerful book. That's a
And
powerful book.
plus I got
Yeah,
lots of
that's
other
a
ones.
good book.
Yes,
That is a powerful book. Yes.
yeah,
Yeah, it
and then
is.
and of course I got bunches of these other ones that they're on other bookshelves. I got a whole mess of them. But Wayne always suggests these books, and I don't know how you people do it, but I'll tell you what I do with my books. Oh, just a second. Okay, so what I do is, Wayne gives you these he's always got, and he sends out the PDF. And I don't know about you guys, but if you got a printer and you're willing to spend some ink, which is a lot cheaper than buying a whole book, is I print them out and then I put them in these cool, folders that are under 25 to 50 cents. And then I print them out. And if you get your printer, which nowadays is great because you can print front and back, and then I print out the book, I put it in the folder, and voila, I can sit and read a real book just like it was supposed to be.
I love it, Robert. I mean, I think that those are going to be really important for whatever reason. So get as much as you can preserved.
Yeah, because it's nice to have it on the computer. But if something ever, you could have a computer and it goes down and it's broken.
That. I really do. I foresee that because I have a feeling that the earth has got to balance herself. And I do have a feeling that a lot of that might be part of it. So, yeah, we might be looking at some type of a shift in how much electricity is running through the planet and how much, I see that as a potential.
Yeah. There's going to be, there has to be something coming because they keep talking about a reset. The question is, are they talking about a reset in just the way the world works? Or are they talking about a reset with everything? That's the two questions.
It has to be a reset everything because we've just moved into a new age.
Yes, that's what I think. But so I think most people think it's just a reset. Well, we'll just reset the governments, or we'll reset the world, or we'll reset, but everything works in layers deep. It's not just, oh yeah, we're going to get a reset at work or something like that. Oh, we'll just change the way we do things. No, it's going to be a reset, complete. And that means a big change. And a lot of people can't handle big changes. I was watching something today about somebody with OCD, and I just shook my head and I thought, what are these people gonna do when something catastrophic happens? How are you gonna function? If you can't, you got to wipe the door handle 10 times, or you have to do whatever, you ain't going to have that choice. It's just a do or die, jump off the cliff and live, or, whatever you got to do you can't just say, well, I can't do that without, whatever they got to do. You know what I mean? It's one of those crazy things.
We like our routines and our habits, and a lot of people, if they're thrown out of those, they're going to have meltdowns.
Yes. Now, Coyote, you've been around the world quite a bit. Did a lot of traveling, lived in a lot of different places. Well, what's some of the bigger differences you've seen in the different areas or cultures? And, do the people here have the same mindset as the people over, say, you said you lived in Israel? Because that's a big culture change over there.
Well, I stayed there for a while. I was there as part of a human rights delegation, watch and document what was happening with the Palestinians there. It was very eye-opening on many different levels. I absolutely was taken aback by just the wonderful, caring, openness of the Palestinian people. Once I was on the Palestinian side, for people who are just constantly under that amount of pressure and harassment on a daily basis, to be such open people, they welcomed me, didn't know me from a hole in the wall, and welcomed me into their homes. They fed me, let me stay in their homes. I never felt in danger at one point at all while I was there. Met some wonderful people, made some wonderful friends, and definitely had some amazing food. I just love Mediterranean food, but it was quite eye opening. Very very quite opening eye opening.
Mm,
I bet.
But
yeah.
in some of the other places that I've gone, there it's really different now because of a lot of things that have happened, particularly since 2006. But prior to that, going to various different places was almost like going to different worlds. You, because, we talk about ley lines, we talk about energy points. New York had a totally different energy vortex going on from LA, from New Orleans, from Portland, Pacific Northwest, from mid America, all of these different places that I either traveled and or lived in had its own sort of energy signature that radiated and vibrated on a different level. So for me, I just sort of like meshed into that vibration. I gelled that vibration. So I was able to just sort of like a chameleon, I just became part of that energy. Um, and it was, in a lot of cases, it was really, really, really wonderful to be immersed in the energy of those particular areas, particularly like New Orleans, um, which was amazing on so many different levels.
Wow. Yeah. That's um, that is cool when you go to a different place and you learn about those other people and the way they live and how they eat, how they're friendly. I went to England one time and I know that's not like going there, but it was the same way. People really were like really friendly and nice. And they didn't know me from squat. And, the way, but compared to how we are and they are, wow.
Yeah.
You're right. It's just like, I was I was kind of shocked too, and so I could totally get. And then the different energy, like you said, the energies that I wish that I knew more about stuff like that energy, the ley lines and the energies that go through there, because I was just living with blinders on for the longest time because I went to places like Stonehenge and stuff like that. And if I could have just, you know, try to remember how that felt at that point, it'd been a really interesting, put it that way.
How
But
did you feel? How did you
what
feel at Stonehenge?
I
How did you
to
feel at Stonehenge?
to tell you the truth, I was just a guy with a camera taking pictures, and I thought this is a really cool place.
I
It's
felt
really strange. It's just out in the middle of nowhere, you know.
I didn't feel anything at all personally. I was just like, okay, this is it.
Yeah,
It was really
that's
interesting.
where I did get the heebie-jeebies though is when the people that I was with, we went to a little bar or a little pub, I should say. It was a pub in a little town, I don't know, north of there or west of there or something like that. I forget what the town was called, but it was inside a giant stone circle. And the pub had ghosts floating around. And, you know, that place was kind of gave me the heebie jeebies, though. I don't know why, but that one did. I remember that
Mm.
because I kept thinking, I'm going to see a ghost. He's probably looking over my shoulder or something like that, I guess. But that I felt a little more creeped out in.
Wow.
But maybe that could have
Mm.
been just because they told me all about that stuff too. So who knows? I was young. I was young and stupid. I know. Yeah, okay. But anyway, yeah, it's good to get out and travel. It's good to get out, travel, see other places, meet other people, and do those things, expand your mind. Like I can't imagine. I've been to Chicago a couple of times to go to like the aquarium and drop some people off at the train station and stuff like that. I went to the train station on a train once, um, but it's just too many people there, too many cars, too many. I just don't feel comfortable in a city. I really don't. I just don't like it. It creeps me out.
Yeah.
Put it that way.
It's a different energy, that's for sure.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Delaney Pearl Jones says, EBGBs going in her basement. But I can say that. Things give me the heebie-jeebies too. That's such a cool word. I love saying that word. But yeah, it's exciting to do those things. And I don't know how you do it living in the big city like that. Like New York. I mean, it sounds so good and you see it on the TV, this, that, and it's a wonderful place. Everybody wants to go to New York. But is it that great?
It's a young people's place. Yeah, it is. Compared to Chicago, yeah, it is. It, it's a young person city,
Mm.
or at least it was when I was there. It's so doggone expensive, ridiculous, but it's definitely a young person city. I I knew I was only going to be there for 7 years. I was ready for the long haul. I knew that I was going to go somewhere west. I wasn't quite sure at the time where west I was going to go, but I really just, had faith that wherever I ended up was the place where I needed to be for the continued growth of my own soul and spirit. So that's the reason why I went to New York, is because it was soul growth, it was spirit growth. So,
Mm.
and it certainly was that. Um, I think that for me right now, I rather be in a rural area. I rather be farming. I rather be growing things. I rather be around nature. Um, I do not care for the city. Definitely don't care for Chicago. So, um, but I am here right now. I don't see myself here I don't see myself being here very much longer. So.
Mm. Isn't that kind of the truth though? As people get older, I mean, when you're younger, you want to be I guess it's just you want to spread your oats, I guess, and do your things and blah blah blah, and as you slow down and get older, I know for myself, as I get older, I want to get farther and farther and farther away from people, to the point of I want to live in the cabin in the middle of the woods with my nearest neighbor being, miles and miles and miles away. If they can hear me when I'm yelling, they're too close. there you go.
Well, yeah, you're a big ND, so I used to live there and talk about being far away from folks, especially if out in the rural area. It's just like that's really awesome.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's. I mean, I've always been a country guy myself. Living out, but as you get older, I don't know about you, Trina, but you're
I
getting
grew
you're getting.
up I grew up rural, with
Yeah.
literally hardly any neighbors at all.
Well, so did
And
I. That way.
everything exploded around me like a virus. So now my bus stop is now a 6-lane freeway, which is so weird. But yeah, I mean, right now I'm on the outskirts of the city, so I'm kind of have the little bit of the I have a little bit of the balance of both worlds. I mean, I'm 5 minutes from the grocery store. Everything's relatively close, but I'm still pretty, like, I'm on the outskirts too. So it's kind of nice. So I don't have to deal with a lot of the city congestion, and I work even further outskirts. So it's kind of good. So I'm in the city, but I'm kind of on the outer edges of the city. So I have to deal with a lot of the city stuff, which I like. So
Mm.
I really love it. A little bit
Wow.
about.
No, but I mean,
Yeah.
what do you? But yeah, but I mean, like, well, and that's fine. But I'm saying is, now that you're getting older, do you have thoughts about getting farther out of the city?
Yeah, that's
That
yeah,
that's what
yeah,
it's all
yeah.
about. Because like me, as I'm getting older, it was good for me. I used to live in Wisconsin, and now I moved here, and there's lots less people. I mean, from Wisconsin, I thought was rural, you know, to North Dakota, where rural is, you know, rural being your neighbor is, hey neighbor, oh, he can't hear me, he's way too far.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
he's
3
about a
miles
half
down the
of
road.
yeah, he's miles down the road, and my nearest the only people I got to talk to are cows. You know,
Yeah.
they're and there's cows,
Well,
there's
the
more
only people
cows.
I was talking to were pheasants.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
pheasants and deer. Those
there's
were my
lots of
friend.
pheasants. There are lots of pheasants. Oh man, and that's true. And then if
Oh
you go
yeah,
far, and
good
as you
eating.
go farther west, there's even less and less and less, you know. So
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, I want to be out, you
Mhm.
know, but I don't want to be that rural. I like to be able to go and see people and stuff. I mean, not all the time, but I do like to do that. To go
Hmm.
to the local diner and talk to people and yeah,
Yeah.
but I
Well,
do the city life versus the country life. I'd have to say if I was had to pick, I'd have to go with the country life.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely. I think
yeah.
that's a thing, you know. But yeah, it's just yeah, but I'm getting to the thing where I think it's just, I think a lot of it has to do with a person's age. You know, they get older, they want to get away, a little more quiet. Maybe it's because a person's slowing down or
Yeah,
whatever, you know,
yeah.
either way. But we've gone our hour, and oh my, what an hour. It's been a real good one. Um,
So nice to
uh,
meet you, Coyote.
yes,
Awesome.
Yeah.
yes.
It's
Thank you
good
for
to meet
coming
you in
on.
person, Trina. I've seen you for over a year now, you know, with Wayne. So it's
Well, it is
good to
so
speak
nice
with
to
you.
meet you. I love to meet people because I see a face with your name and it just makes me happy.
Good,
We'll definitely
So
have
good.
to
it
have
was,
you come back. We'll have to have you come
Yes,
back because
thank you.
yeah,
we didn't get to all the subject. I mean, we want to hear about the crystals. I would love to do a show about the numerology stuff. Seems you know a lot about that.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
you know, man, and hear about more of your travels and stuff would be great. You know, so it was really good. I'm glad you got your camera thing fixed up.
Yeah.
Maybe next time the internet won't be so cruel to you that, as it has
right.
been today. So
It does that
Janky.
sometimes. So don't take
Yeah.
it personally because
Yeah.
it's happened to
Yeah.
all of
Yeah.
us.
Next
So
time
it
it'll
just
be a lot
does.
better.
we hope
No worries. Yeah.
it goes in waves. I have
Hey,
my days here too. So
it's been a
Yes.
weird week period with me.
mm,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a weird week with technology with me. So it's it's just part of the course. But thank you,
I've
Robert, for
had some
having me. I appreciate
technology
it.
issues
Thank you, Trina,
too this
again.
mm,
week.
yeah.
Yeah, I think it's many people are getting hit with
Yeah.
that technology glitch, whatever's going on right now. So you're not alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I
Yeah.
got, where did
Enjoy the
this,
full moon, everyone, and the energies
where
of
did
the
I put,
Virgo full moon.
Yes.
okay, I got a couple things for everybody. Oh crap. Remember everybody, go to town. It's that time of year. And if you haven't remembered, go to town and buy some seeds. Do it now before they're all sold out. It's very important. These are my words to the wise.
Yes.
Things are coming up. I don't know about you, and maybe I get little voices in my head or not. I don't know, but the little voices or the studying I do all say, go out and buy some seeds.
Yeah.
Uh, if you're going to plant something, go buy them now. They're in the store. I bought mine, as you can see. Uh, so, so please do that. I don't want to hear anybody in the Soul Tribe telling me, you know, I should have listened to you. There's no seeds out there.
Yeah. And guys,
Because
literally a really good thing to start if you don't have any kind of food growing experience. A beautiful thing to start with is simply potatoes in buckets.
yes, yes, and
So
they
go
grow
to the
really well.
farmer's market, right? Go to your local farmer's market and go find you some organic potatoes and just start growing potatoes and try maybe onions. So
Yeah.
just get get some, just a couple basic things where you can learn how to do a couple basic things. And potatoes, they will get a lot of people through if they're hungry. So that's a really, really good thing to start to learn. If you have absolutely no experience, it's relatively easy to do, and it'll keep you from being hungry. Potatoes are wonderful, and they can be made a million ways.
And you don't have to go to the market and buy the special potatoes. You can take any potato from the store, cut it in half, leave an eye on it, and it will sprout from there and grow. You don't need to go to get a special potato or a seed or anything. Just plant it in the bucket. I did it last year myself, and poke a couple holes in the 5-gallon bucket, put some dirt in there, and it will grow, and it'll give you a good handful of potatoes. And Doug
more than that.
Doug Stack's in the house, and he's saying, you don't have enough seeds and you need a 25-pound packs. I got buckets back there full of them. Don't worry, I got them. So now, for everybody's entertainment, I got one of the cute little puppies. We got to show off the puppy.
I want to touch it so bad. I want to touch it so bad.
We only got the puppies once in a while, so we got to do the puppy here.
They're so cute.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Puppy.
Oh, Big Yawn, you're so precious. Oh, dear goodness. Oh, little pumpkin, I would just snuggle you up.
Ain't they? And they're so cute. This is a little girl. I only got 2 little girls. This one little girl.
Baby girl. Oh, hi, sweet girl.
Hey, look at
Big Yawn.
Look at, she got the black roof too. Oh, that's a good thing, because that means she's gonna be even smarter. So there you go. Look at that. Nice coloring on that puppy.
They're beautiful, Robert. These are beautiful puppies. They really are.
Yeah, she's got good furry coat. Look at that. Nice fur on there. Oh, man. You got big paws. Look at, they even got little black on the paws.
Wow.
That's cool. Yeah, nice black noses and stuff.
They're adorable. They're so beautiful. They're beautiful dogs.
Yes. Okay, Mama. You can have your puppy back. Okay, there you go. Oh, well. So there you go.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm sure everybody enjoys that. So, well, that's our fun, our last bit. But
thank you for sharing the puppy love with us.
No problem. And one of we seen your cat. What kind? You got that big? Oh, you got a bigger dog, don't you? Yeah. What'd you say it was?
Pit bull boxer.
Yeah, he's a boxer pit mix.
Yeah,
that's a great dog.
Pit mix. Yeah,
that's a nice big dog.
He sleep on the couch. He's not gonna come if I call him. So, but Kitty is right here, sleep, because Kitty always wants to come and sleep on my desk when I'm working. So I have to make room. So he's snug right here in the corner. Yeah.
All right.
He does that all the time.
Well, thank you for sharing and joining us, and we'll do this again. And thank you, everybody out there.
Thanks, everyone.
All righty. And as we always say, be the frequency you want to receive. We love you all.
Love you all.
Peace.
Peace, everyone.